counselors have this misconception that becoming a good psychologist is all about what kind of therapies are you trained in, or how many years of experience or expertise you have, how many certifications you hold, and so on. But in reality, what really makes you a better psychologist? Is it just the number of degrees that you hold, or just the number of certifications, or the number of years in the field that you've been? Are you suggesting that a businessman who has been into business for a longer number of years would always be profitable as compared to somebody who is new but is more skilled at it? This is really something to think about. When it comes to developing a skill, it's not always necessary that the number of years of experience or the age that you have is something that defines the level of results that you bring for somebody else. I have seen entrepreneurs doing really well in the ages of 20s, and I have seen people at in the ages of 40s and 50s also making huge losses into business. What am I trying to tell you here? I'm trying to tell you here that becoming a great psychologist is not just about how many books you have read or how much knowledge you carry. Becoming a great psychologist is a lot about also how you carry yourself. How much inner work have you done on your own self when somebody else says you something? How calmly can you, and how calm and composed can you be? How much inner work you have done that helps you regulate your emotions in a better manner? How emotionally intelligently you handle a certain situation. Becoming a better psychologist is a lot about how much inner work you have done. Have you worked on your own self before working on someone else? This is exactly what our today's PDP trainee, PDP alumni Swati is going to share with all of us today. She has been inside PDP, and she has undergone a lot of transformations inside PDP, which is exactly what she's going to share in today's live. For those of you who are new to PDP, you can DM me PDP. PDP is a 4 months, 16 weeks intensive training in psychotherapies that we at Psyche here offer to make you a confident and skilled psychologist. And with that, let's go. Let's invite Swati. Asks, please feel free to ask, and let's go. I've invited Swati. Let's see, she should be joining us very soon. For those of us who do not know me, guys, my name is Vishali. I'm the founder and director here at Psyche Analog Psychology. I help you become a super confident counselor. Okay, I'm accepting. Swati, are you joining from your phone? Because it will not allow us to accept you through a laptop, Instagram Live. Okay, let's see. Okay, for those of us who are here, and don't forget to watch today's Instagram stories as well. Yes, joining from phone. Are you able to see? I've accepted your request. Okay, we'll try again. I'll send it again. You can also send me a request. I think you already have. Okay. Done again. I'm not sure why it is rejected. Okay, yeah. Go ahead. Oh, I can't see you.
Hi. Oh, I cannot see you, ma'am. Screen is
I
blank.
cannot see you either, Swati. Okay, what do we do?
Could you try sending the request again?
Yes,
I'll
please.
rejoin.
Sure. Till then, those of us who are here, guys, tell me, what are you currently doing? Where are you from? What brings you to Psyche? And don't forget to watch today's Instagram stories. I am thinking of answering a lot of your questions every single week whenever I get time. And today's Instagram stories are actually all about that. Awesome. So let's see. I'm inviting Swati. Okay. All right, finally. Hi, Swati.
Okay. Can you see me? I do
Yes,
not see you.
I can see you.
Okay. I think in that case we could continue. I'm not sure what's the issue.
Do you want to try again? I'm very happy because I can see you.
Okay. It would be great if I could see you. I'll try one last time, ma'am.
Yes, please try. People are here, guys. Where are you from? What brings you here? Are you pursuing a master's in psychology? Have you already completed a master's in psychology? What is happening? Hi, Simona. Ki. Hi, Zeba, Hema, Vignesh, Kavita, Viren, Pihu. Hi, Shila, Joita. Guys, what are we currently doing? What's happening? Okay, let's start this here. Okay, yes. Can you see me now?
I don't see you. I think we could continue.
Okay. Thank you, Swati, for cooperating, first of all. Okay, awesome. Welcome to our Instagram live, Swati. I am so excited to interview you. So let's quickly get started. Tell us something about yourself. Oh.
Sure. So, firstly, I am excited too to be here. I was waiting, and I hope you got your breather because the last session was also pretty long.
Oh, thank
So, was
you.
interesting.
Yes, I did.
Okay. So about myself, yes, like ma'am said, I'm Swati. I am working with two kinds of population. I'm working as a counseling psychologist with adults dealing with anxiety in particular. And I also deal with children on the autism spectrum, ADHD, any kind of learning disability. So with my knowledge of, adult counseling and working with children, I have also, for a while been doing parental coaching for parents of special needs child. So I've been practicing in Bangalore for the past 6 years. So that's about my current uh, yeah situation.
Amazing, Swati. So start telling us about how did you come into the field of psychology altogether, and throughout in that journey, how did you come across PDP? Where did you feel the need? So tell us from the very beginning.
Yes. So to start from the very beginning, back to 10th grade when you're thinking about अच्छा कौन सा field choose करना है क्या करना है आगे and everyone is like engineering कर लो science ले लो I came across this book by Brian Weiss, Dr. Brian Weiss, Many Lives Many Masters. Many might have read it. It talks about he's a hypnotherapist and he talks about his journey about how he's guided patients out of their phobias and fears, and I was hooked for life. And I didn't know, like, there was no one to guide me around ki, what do you do when you take up psychology, how do you, create a path to a successful career in psychology. But I was like, this is what I'm taking, and like that's it. So I went ahead. I took up psychology right from plus two, graduation, masters in psychology. There was a lot of hardships, financial difficulties that was going on, so I could not always focus on my studies. However, like I would try to make up by doing a lot of internships with different kind of populations, be it in the mental asylum, with kids with special needs, in schools. So that is how the studying journey was, and in spite of me putting in all the efforts and trying to get in as much experience as possible, the gap that I felt for many years actually is the techniques. This constant internships that we took was more like an observation shifts, and if you're lucky, some places they've allowed you to actually go take up cases, work with the client, and then once you actually interact independently is when you can see the transformation. And when you don't see that, of course, there is lack of confidence, and additional skill building will also not happen. So that is something that always was there, the gap between my confidence to go ahead and apply my knowledge, and my loved ones were pushing me to, like, this is the time where you should upgrade yourself. And I was looking for courses, to upgrade myself. I started off with free courses here and there. I was in your CBT course, the one which you were giving for free on YouTube. And that was a year ago. It took me a year to actually trust and, follow and go ahead, think. And when I made the choice, like, it was the right choice. So I'm proud of the choice I made. So yes, so after a year, I was like, okay, theek hai. I did some other course right before PDP as well. It was okay. So in comparison, once you come into PDP, you're like, okay, mind blown. This is what a workshop or a diploma course or a workshop should actually look like. So PDP was helping me fill that gap of techniques, experience. There is like this little side effect, a positive side effect. Once you're in PDP, is what I'll tell you. You might feel counseling burnout because you are on a roll. You're practicing and practicing. You have your other members, your colleagues that you have been dealing with, working with their intense issues in the breakout room, as well as when you give us homeworks and keep meeting up our friends from the PDP community to keep working on their issues. And it's not just for the sake of homework. Now that once you've taken up the first session, it has to have a continuity. And then we have been doing follow-ups for each other, trying to work on the issue, check upon them if they've done the homework, check upon if their transformation has happened. How do they rate themselves, before and after. So doing this constantly, it became more like a habit rather than the hesitation and inhibitions about, okay, how do I take the session or what is going to happen next. So we did it so much that now it's like a second nature to us. I also speak for other friends I've made inside of PDP. So yeah, that is what PDP has done. The gap PDP has been filling for me.
Wow. That's amazing, Swati. First of all, oh my God, I cannot imagine. And 10th grade, like years ago, you were like reading Branway's Many Lives, Many Masters. Oh my God, which level were you at? It's
I don't know. So
incredible. I have
my
not heard people reading him. So, yeah, please go on.
So actually, my dad took me to his friend's place. So obviously, this lady, she was a teacher and kind of, I will say, psychologically sound and understanding the mental state of children and in general about people. Very calm lady. She had this big shelf of book. I just happened to visit. Somehow I pick Many Lives, Many Masters. Very intriguing to me. And then auntie says, बेटा ये तो मतलब छोटे बच्चे नहीं पढ़ते इतना. Mostly it is for like older people, but you can try. You can give it a try. Is what she said. I think that give it a try changed my life. So yeah, I mean that is how it just came.
It was
Dropped.
more like that book chose you than you choosing that book because that determined your entire rest of the life.
It is. So I mean, talking about now, it's been 14 years that I read the book, and
It's
no regrets at all.
incredible. Wow. So, Swati, when did you decide that, now, I think you already mentioned that it took you a year after doing that CBT workshop to actually getting inside PDP. So, was that step worth taking? If it was, what was your experience like inside PDP?
So steps towards PDP, definitely there was a little bit of hesitations about, okay, like you said even in the previous session, the a hesitation to invest in yourself financially, like will it be worth it? I don't want another regret. I've done so many workshops, so that is why so much of space in before actually enrolling into the program. And once I came in, I think you really took care of us from the beginning in terms of guiding through how the program would go, or having the materials ready to be used, giving the opportunity in terms of having all the people around with whom you can practice and who are ready to practice genuinely, right? So even like back in our college days, we've got that chance once in a while practicing with each other. But it's not been so vast. Like I said, that the positive side effect of feeling counseling burnout that happened here, and I say it is positive because that was required. It is intensive and it is regressive. I mean, not regressive. It's quite intensive, right? So we're doing it continuously. So the opportunity that was there inside of PDP to find these people, counsel, um, people coming up with different kind of issues, sometimes coming up with similar issues, but the moment the person is different, their personality type is different, the mechanisms or the worksheets, the techniques, the therapies that you will use with them is also different. So getting that idea through experiential counseling, was like wonderful. And I think people would not actually expect ki through an online counseling course also you can learn so much and it can be so interactive. But that is what PDP did. And now I have like really good friends in, I'm in Karnataka, Bangalore. I have friends in Tamil Nadu. I have, friends in Baroda, Gujarat, Mumbai. So that is all, PDP ka kamal. And very supportive, supportive community is what I would say.
I think I've become a walking, talking, and sleeping counselor inside PDP. That is what I would call it. So, like, I give people an example that when you come inside PDP, just like language comes as a skill to you naturally, that's exactly what we do with counseling. So, just like you don't have to think about what you are speaking when you're speaking English. आप एक एक word को you don't pick up every single word and then combine it and then speak. Similar goes with counseling. Even while Swati is sleeping and she gets up, she has to take a client. She can do it because that's the level of skill set that you have built in those 4 months with that intensive training. So I think that's something that you're talking about.
That's very true. Actually, something that happened recently on Holi. So, Bangalore is having a lot of water crisis. If you have read the news, you would know. So, we was, we are not allowed to play with water. There's just, dry, Holi kind of a situation. And I was like, okay, aaj to kuch karenge nahi. But still, I finished playing Holi in the first half. It wasn't much. And then I get this call immediately after I get home, a client calling for a session on that particular day because of a panic attack. So I think old Swati would have postponed it to Monday. Like बीच में 2 दिन छुट्टी, फिर मैं prepare करूंगी, फिर मैं सोचूंगी, plan करूंगी, फिर Monday लूंगी. But that day it was like, okay, I definitely needed my boundaries also. I had to freshen up, I had to have my lunch. So I said, how does 3 p.m. work for you? And they were perfectly all right. So I did a quick call for discovery, understanding what is the, issues that they are seeking the session for. And like if I can work with them. And I told them, we can meet up 3 p.m. And yes, 3 p.m. I took the session. They really loved it. And I think today itself I had a second session with them. So that is what is sleeping,
Amazing.
taking sessions.
That's an incredible level of transformation. I mean, it's so amazing. So, true, you are a walking, talking, breathing counselor, I would say. Because now you have that skill set. It is no longer about the books that you have read that you can forget. It's no longer about some YouTube video which influenced you for a while and then it faded away. It's something that you've actually lived for 4 months and now you're like, whatever may come my way, I'm ready for it.
Yes. So also like because PDP is not like a 1 week course, 1 weekend course, usually the way things would be, or like even for that matter, 10 days course. 4 months is a very big time, and also that is the opportunity for you to transform. Initially, there was this hesitation and passive listening and thinking that, you just attend the class, thoda bahut other people will counsel you, you be the client, and changes will happen. But 1 month, 1.5 month, 2 months, kitna aap rok loge? I've seen other people inside of PDP also who have not had so much of courage, confidence to go ahead and become the counselor in the breakout rooms or in the practice sessions. But post 2 months, you constantly see different people counseling. You learn from their techniques. You are inspired, the way others are working with you. There are group sessions, which means like you get to see 2 other people working together. So after a point, you feel like, acha, haan, thoda, mera bhi haath chala rahe tu. Let me see what just happens. And there are therapies like the way you have designed also. There are intense therapies, and then there are like a little, slow moving therapies.
Right.
So they have that confidence कि ठीक है ये थोड़ा easy लग रहा है, maybe here I'll try. That's all. That breaking point. I do that my
It's
first.
such a safe space. There's nothing that could eventually go wrong or go outside. Everybody feels safe inside. We can do it. We can try it. And I think everybody else also supports to that level. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि कोई मुझे डांटेगा, somebody would scold me or tell me. It's so supportive, I believe.
It is very supportive. supportive, and it is a non-judgmental community. And even to be frank, when I stepped in, I was like, okay, there's going to be experiential counseling, so which means the trainees or trainer is going to keep watching us and is all conscious. How do you do it? But you know. Uh, Now I don't think I have those difficulties. We have done sessions in front of other people with our groups, and even if they have some feedback, they put it in a positive way. The sandwich method, so which you talk about, wherein you do not just go
Right.
ahead and directly start some
So true.
criticisms. So that has been very helpful. So constructive, feedbacks have come in, and people have been very proactive in taking charge for other people's progress as well. Because we eventually became very, very close friends, even if we have not met. So that I think is the power of the 4-month transformation,
So
and
true.
like there is this thing where if you practice something for 21 days, it becomes like a routine.
Right.
So,
Yes.
so talk about 4 months. So obviously it's going to be part and parcel of your life for longer.
Indeed, very true. And I think you learn so many other things. You learn how to handle the pressure. When you later on go into an entrepreneurship, it requires you to do that level of efforts and everything. It teaches you how to build boundaries, create a safe space, learning how to empathize with others. And there was another thing I was about to say. So you get trained not just taking responsibility, like you said, that people take responsibility of other people, holding them accountable, and so many other things. So you actually learn a lot of things. You even learn ki, even in a group session, how do you become a leader, right? Sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow. So you learn all of those things in little hidden ways inside PDP. I
Yes.
feel like I'm discussing with you rather than interviewing you.
Yeah, I
This would be
mean
a safe
that's
space, Swati.
true.
That is
You,
what I
you
would say.
I think you've said it all. What I have to say, like, yeah, there's so much more to learn. Not just counseling sessions, right? I had an opportunity to keep on becoming the leader. I would step in earlier. I would just observe, and then once I took the lead, there was no stopping me. Every breakout room, I would be like, okay, if nobody is taking the lead, I would just guide through. And like you said, it's a skill, and when you lead, you don't just command or give orders, but then you listen to each person, you empathize. In a group is all the more difficult compared to an individual session where you're trying to empathize with one person, understand their emotions. And here we are in a group, and conflict management, of course, there are views coming about different kind of
Very
responses,
true.
contradicting. So you then as a leader, you have to also try to make sure they understand how to agree to disagree, or come to a common conclusion. So that something that happened. Taking initiatives, yes. I think pushing yourself out of bed, doing work, because yes, there is a lot of work. There are videos to be, watched before coming to session. There are homeworks to be done. There are questions to be answered in order for self-reflections, and um, I think being very honest to yourself, doing those homeworks and coming to the session is what makes it 1,000% more effective uh, to learn and become a very confident counselor.
Very, very true. And in fact, I believe that every breakout room teaches you something else. It's not just that one session of 3 hours. Every time you go into the breakout room, you meet like 50, 60 people throughout the course of program, some more experienced than you, some less experienced than you. Every single person has something to teach you. I mean, I learned so many things from all of you. So I think you don't have just one trainer inside PDP. Swati is a trainer inside PDP. Mahima is a trainer inside PDP. Everybody is learning from each other. So the level of experience, the level of learning and knowledge that you get is whole different.
Yes, yes. And I am like very truly inspired, and I think I've told you this before. The way you conduct the classes, the way you use the VAK systems, making sure there are visuals, making sure that, we're getting to experience, listen to you, and also practice. That is what makes the learning more, what I could say, consolidated. And it's not just, abhi kar liya, fir bhul jao. So it stays with you. You have practiced it. So how this other thing, I important point, I think what I learned in my initial days is the advice giving. how to stop yourself from advice giving. And like you said, yes, I think I would
It's
call
difficult.
myself a trainer in that
Sounds easy,
PDP.
but it's very difficult.
Yes,
Please go ahead.
I kept telling, so the sessions that happened, I would tell others also had to keep reminding. In a very subtle way, I would say, "Ki, this is something I learned, and hey, you're giving advice now. Could we take a pause?" And I would give them that feedback. And I have had people, come and tell me that they have found me very empathetic. They have helped, found it inspiring and brought in some transformations in their life when they have seen me in group sessions as well. So I think it has given me an opportunity to also go to my next level, which means I also want to go ahead and start my training programs for parental sessions and becoming a parenting coach. So that those breakout rooms, those group sessions have helped me a lot. And so recently also I took a lot of workshops and for children having behavioral issues, how to deal with that in home settings, how to deal with emotions in the classroom settings. So the change I saw in myself is like the way the PPTs were prepared, the kind of questions I shared for exploration, the kind of interaction I was expecting from my audience, and the level of interaction they actually, came down with. So that was enormous. I received feedbacks. I mean, I had not imagined I would get that. I've done workshops before, but I've not got those. Okay, thank you is one thing that they would put in the comment section or maybe later. But this time it was like it was very helpful. It was amazing. We want more, and what else can we look forward to? So it was really overwhelming, and I think I was like, okay, I was wondering, ye kab hua, when did I become so natural? And my friends inside PDP had also joined. They gave me feedback. I asked them to join and tell me what are the things I could change, what they found positive, and improvement areas. So yeah, it's multiple fold improvements that happen inside of PDP. It's like I think whatever you look for is what you will get. So I think I was open for
Very,
that,
very
right?
insightful. I mean,
So
the line that you said is so powerful that whatever you will look for is what you will get. And I think every single person who steps inside PDP or is even there inside PDP, it applies to them. I see it with people that whatever they are seeking, they're people who touch skies. There are no boundaries. Like people charging 5,000 rupees per session. I mean, I don't tell them what to charge, but they look for it and they just go ahead and achieve it. So I am just beyond impressed with this one sentence. You've literally summed up the entire wisdom of PDP in one sentence that whatever you look for is what you'll get.
yes, yes. I think I do believe that even in our life, right, where there are multiple things happening inside of PDP, and whatever suits you is what you're going to pick and go. Just like a person who's thinking about establishing their freelance, free like becoming a business. I'm failing with words. So, if they're trying to set up a business of their own, or trying to make more money out of sessions, or become a trainer, or become, a person who can take up a job as a counselor confidently, reach out to a different area of audience, maybe kids, school, teenagers. So I think there's so much to learn, not just with you, but also with all the people that you have brought in, handpicked. So they also teach us so much within their areas of expertise, and I
Very
think it's enormous.
So true. For example, you come with your area of expertise of working with parents and children, giving them trainings. We had Siddharth, he had background in clinical psychology. Then we just interviewed Archana. So everybody's coming with their area of expertise and experience. So they come with experience, they apply it with the expertise that they get inside PDP, and they just feel like a whole different counselor altogether. So
Yes,
that's incredible. And Sati, I think you always had that trainer in you. PDP has just brought it out. You have just opened your shell inside PDP. And
thank you so much for saying that, ma'am.
amazing. So, Sati, tell me about, what was Swati like before PDP? And now that she's undergone that journey inside PDP, what kind of Swati do we have now, personally as well as professionally?
Yeah. that is a great question. So I have spoken a lot about the professional journey, the career wise, and the skills set wise, how things have changed for me. Personally, also because there is an opportunity of getting yourself counseled by other counselors who are sometimes trained already inside the program for 2 3 months, so they are more trained from by you, and seeking those sessions for your own personal issues. As long as you are being honest, you are able to trust this person. uh, there's a lot of personal change also, growth mindset that is developed inside of PDP. And if you talk about what was Swati like before, I think there was definitely the self-doubt part, the hesitations, and this avoidance syndrome, कि ठीक है थोड़ा देर बात करूंगी, as if it will get any easier or more difficult after keeping that break, like I told you about Holi, like दो दिन बात कर लूंगी. And that's also something that you're attracting. If you keep pushing things away, you wouldn't get it so much compared to a person who's responding immediately. And I see you doing that inside of the program, on in the WhatsApp groups, also being present in the Instagram lives, and answering people's question. So that is very important, and I think for me that is something which is difficult, taking up things immediately and spontaneously. Once in a while maybe I'll do it, and then like, later maybe not. So now, because it's a second nature, I have been picking up like clients as and when they come. I tend to have been on this roller coaster. I keep getting these ideas. I've been jotting down. They're all like in the pipeline. They will keep coming now. So there are training programs. There are some workshops that we are planning to do in Kapan Park, that is in Bangalore. So doing live events like that. Carrying out workshops for parents, for adults, for children in schools, teachers in schools. So there are a lot of things planning happening, and of course, counselors inside of PDP have also helped me to actually focus my attention into one area, look at structures, and pave the path for myself, and get these things out of my head as well. Otherwise, it's just like, अच्छा ये करूँगी फिर ये करूँगी, and then things don't happen. And I think in PDP that is also one thing where we practice whatever you are teaching. Be it something like, okay, a worksheet called you at your best, and like we're sitting inside the session, we are accountable to the trainer, to our breakout room partners, and we're sitting there writing about my dreams and my goals in a week, in a month, in a year, and I have to discuss. So, I'm going to make sure to write. I don't want to look bad. And that's it. Next time, also the same thing happens. And this is a pattern for 4 months. You keep doing it for once, for the other person, perhaps, or because you're accountable. And then it becomes a practice for you. You go home, and then when there are challenges coming up your way, you think about it in the same way. Okay, what is stopping me? Okay, is this a thought, or is this just like me like cooking up things? It's just a worry. So how do I tackle it? What are the different solutions I can think about? What are the costs of it? What are the benefits of it? How much more is a particular solution helpful to me? So all these things become a part of you, and I think in that way I have seen a lot of transformation in myself, being confident, making use of the techniques for myself, getting out of bed, doing the work that is required. So the day will start from 6:30, sometimes at 5:30, and it looks pretty productive. It is also filled with self-care, taking those moments through art therapy sessions where we are writing about our core beliefs, our all the insecurities, our strengths, all of that. It's there on my walls, and in my books where I can keep visiting them, which gives me power, which gives me strength, a reminder that there's so much more to me, and I have to do justice to those skill set to go give out and help people who are in need. So that is there, and definitely carrying out my dream, making it into a concrete reality is something that has already begun. So I think I owe that to PDP and everyone I met in PDP, including you, who has helped me bring about that change.
Oh my God, Sati, the way you explained it, I feel like I should have a PDP to enroll into. But it's so incredible to hear. I mean, I think for you, I see that light right from, 10th grade when a girl like you picked up many lives and many masters to choosing psychology, to getting inside PDP, doing so much of efforts. And today you are telling me like how much you have shifted. Be it just your routine. I think you're living your CEO routine as if you are
I
a CEO
am.
and that boss lady thing that we see on our vision boards. You're living that routine.
Yes.
And then it's so beautiful when you say that you owe it to all of us because we know you'll be able to do it.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you so
amazing.
much. So
Another
also
thing that
one,
please go
please,
ahead.
ma'am. So
Please
one of
go
the
ahead.
things I wanted to also say is I started my journey of freelancing. So I for 5 years I worked in different kind of organizations, hospital settings, clinic settings, home settings as well, where I worked with children in their home settings, trying to work with family dynamics. So after all of that, a lot of intense work and low pay grade and everything, a lot of stress involved, a lot of physical exertion. I had started freelancing, 2 years ago. So I think that journey had started. I wanted to be the CEO of my life and my work. Um, and there was this constant question, right? Like the going back to finding what you want. I did not know how to go about it. Just like when I picked up many lives, many masters, I did not know how to go about it. But like there's just this determination. I'm going to pick it and I'm going to make it or find a way. So उसके बाद क्या हुआ कि I started with these courses, and PDP has been one of the most fruitful courses जहाँ पे I have been able to actually make use of not just the technical knowledge, the counseling skills, but also the brand building, sessions that you take, or the financial mindset that you bring in, confidence which is required, pushing yourself, making your own plans, technical skills, Canva, bolo, या फिर you know how to go about social media marketing. That is so important when you go out as a freelance counselor. So all the people who are trying to make on their own as a freelance counselor, psychologist, behavior therapist. So for them, I think it's very, very helpful because there's so much you have to do from scratch, and PDP helps you with it. Um, as counselors, or this people who take up psychology, we are all this nahi, bahut achhe, very empathetic, and don't want to charge more sometimes, or do not want to engage in social media कि नहीं दिखाना नहीं है, कौन इतना बढ़ावा करेगा खुद का, आपको दिखावा नहीं करना है मुझे. I don't want to post a lot of videos and market my skill set or my services, but it is very important. And being inside the session and also getting into freelance work for the past 2 years, I do understand that how important it is, because there are people out there who are looking for your services. All they need is to see you somewhere, to reach out to you. So we have to be available for them, because if you're not on the street, if you're not somewhere, your name board is not put up somewhere, how will they reach out to you? And social media is become a very powerful tool. And uh, also, they have this privacy. They can reach out to you on your phone, on their phone, without letting their friends or family know. I personally take a lot of telecounseling sessions, so it's always online, so they do not have to worry about अच्छा कोई देखेगा मैं जा रहा हूँ सेशन के अंदर, मैं जा रही हूँ therapy center में. So all this thing is remote, and all of it will happen when you market yourself really well, so that people can benefit from your counseling services, therapy services. Because my friends come in and they're like, अरे इतने सारे लोग हैं, they suffer from anxiety, panic attacks होते हैं, and then I'm like, ठीक है आप भेजो मेरे पास, I mean, like I feel pretty confident working with them. However, because they've not seen me somewhere, they do not feel as confident to come, and there is that hesitation. So when they see you on the platform, they also try to analyze that, okay, if this person can help me out, or these non-verbal cues also that we give out, what we manifest. Once they feel comfortable with a particular counselor, they will reach out to you, as long as you're there uh, in front of them.
Very rightly said, Swati. I think you have given this message to all the counselors out there. Ki, in fact, it's very similar to what I say. People out there are craving for somebody to help them out, come out of these concerns. And you showing up on social media, you are not marketing yourself, just marketing yourself. You're literally serving them by telling them that you are there to help them. Please reach out to us. So they see that ray of hope. I give my story that, until I got into my 11th or 12th grade, I did not even know what a counselor is. Until I needed one myself and somebody introduced me, I thank God and that counselor for everything that happened. So
Wow.
I think you showing up on social media is a service that you are doing to all of them. Another very beautiful thing that Swati today mentioned is कि she said कि delay करने से क्या होगा? Delaying by 2 days or anything, it's not going to make a difference. Combining that to financial mindset, and what the difference that I have seen as well is कि earlier I had this habit कि if I have to pay for something, I would pay at the very last day. जब बिल्कुल last day होगा ना किसी offer का, और last day to pay a certain bill, that's when I would do it. And I would see people who wanted to enroll in my programs would do the same thing. बिल्कुल last day पे, last time पे, 5 minutes पहले they'll be like, ma'am, we want in. और उस end moment तक there used to be an anxiety कि okay, will I or will I not be able to? I'm talking about probably a few months or year back. Now I have made that shift in my own mindset first. Like Swati talked about financial mindset and all of that shift. So now what I do is when I'm sure that I want to do something, I invest right in. And that's the same thing people do. When they want to get in, they do not wait until the offer is over. They do not wait कि हाँ इस दिन तक तो price same ही रहेगा तो उस दिन मैं कर लूंगी. They step in immediately. I've seen people paying me like huge sum of money, which was earlier very impossible for me to think कि हाँ इतना लोग, how would people pay that? All those mindset shift, now people pay that amount in minutes. And that's something that I'm also seeing with people inside PDP. So what you give out to the universe, whether it is in terms of your thoughts, it's in terms of your memories that you replay in your head, or even in terms of action, you get the same thing coming back to you. You send out delay, you get delay. You send out confidence, you find people who feel that confidence in you. You send out a self doubt, people who will come to you will doubt you, whether or not you have the expertise. So you need to, I believe the most important thing that you ever need to do is work on your own self. Whatever you're inside is the same thing you're going to attract outside. For example, I attracted Swati. and, and all
And
of
I
you who are
attracted
watching
you.
this live today also attracted Swati, I believe. You can feel the positivity of whoever you speak to, and you've seen so many people for that matter on the interviews and lives. So yes, Swati, you were saying something?
Yeah, I was saying I also attracted you, and I've learned all of this from you itself about the growth mindset and how what you do is the kind of clients who will also come to you. The mindsets would be similar, so it is important to bring about that change in yourself and manifest in the similar way. And yeah, I mean that is really helping. The manifestations that were happening earlier were very wrong.
So true. That's really true. Okay, what is my next? We've talked about your personal, transformation, which has been so inspiring. We've talked about financial mindset. We've talked about your professional, transformation. So, Swati, another thing that I observed and noticed is that you were coming with years of experience, right? Years of experience into the field, where you also talked about there were phases where you got underpaid. So probably, maybe a lot of people I see they were not even aware that there is something called financial mindset, or there is something called relationship with money before stepping inside PDP. So what would you like to talk about that? With coming with so many years of experience, could PDP still add to the existing knowledge you had, hone your skill, and what would you say about difference between experience and expertise now that you hold both of them?
Okay. So, first of all, talking about financial mindset, like I said earlier, also it's not just the counseling skills or training skills, leadership skills, all of that, but something like you said, the financial mindset which has to be there. Be you freelance counselor or or if you're working in an industry, uh, having that faith in yourself, the belief in yourself कि ठीक है ये मेरा skill set है and I deserve to be paid so much, and putting out those like I've done that now that I work as consultant in clinics and all. So I put down my rules that these are the things that I am offering and these are the expectations I have financially. So having a say in that and having that mindset कि ठीक है when I'm even applying for a job, I can go ahead and apply for something which is more paying, So, I mean, if I talk about my mindset, maybe I've also reached out to places which were not as much paying. So, I do blame myself for that. Not believing that, okay, if I go to a better place, I would get those jobs or, get paid more. So, working on that mindset, working on the relationship with money, if it is like, if your relationship is with money is full of anxiety and a fear that money is very scary and you don't want to earn subconsciously, so that is what will continue, and we have to work on that, and we did work on it in the financial mindset sessions. So that was very helpful to actually be aware what was really going on. Like constantly about अच्छा ये क्यों नहीं हो रहा है, मैं सब कुछ तो कर रही हूँ, सेशंस आ रहे हैं, people are happy but पैसे नहीं आ रहे हैं. So that also needs to be worked on. And secondly, about when we talk about experience and expertise, both have a huge role to play according to me. But so certain level of experience that I came up with, which means empathy on the go. Like I was always known to be a person who's like very patient because I work with special kids. So I mean, like give me a like 4 hours sitting with a special child, and like I my temper will not raise, my voice will not raise. So so this patience, empathy, or working on your toes, like constantly having those ideas, that is something I think I got from my experience. However, having an expertise can like work as a 70-30 thing, where if your expertise is 70%, then you can cover up experience only for 30%. You don't have to do 50-50 either. So once I came into PDP, I was doing sessions. They were successful. I wouldn't say they were not, but now my definition of success has also changed for my clients, which means earlier, if my client is saying, okay, this is helpful, okay, okay, I'll come back. And then let's say, 1 or 2 weeks later, they'll come back. Now it is more like, okay, yeah, very interested, very engaged in the sessions. They love the techniques that I use or the workshops we are, using in the sessions. The questionnaires that go in, the kind of self-reflective questions that are being asked in the session. They really like it. They really engage. And very shocking to hear this happened after PDP when my client said, I'm very excited for the next session. And I'm like, okay, this is what ma'am had spoken about. How can a session where intense emotions are spoken about, how can it be, something not fun, but like something that you're looking forward to desperately? Because there are clients who feel overwhelmed and they might postpone the sessions. But at the end of it, once they realize that it is worth it, and if they are the right kind of clients who have come to the journey of ups and downs and now decided कि अभी तो change करना है मुझे, and I have got the right counselor and I'm just going to go ahead with them, they will stick by you, and yeah, they will be excited for you like this. So those are the kind of comments I received, and I was blown. I did not, again, I did not expect, there is something like this that I could hear from a client. So that came with expertise, definitely, in my skill set, my techniques, my ability to understand okay, what is the client's need, and what are the things that they will benefit better from, something which is very intensive or something which is light, something which is expressive emotionally, maybe some art therapy that will help them express emotionally, or something like a solution focused behavior therapy, where we are talking very much in a structure and need basis kind of uh, activities. So all this happens when you're doing a lot of practice inside of PDP, because you will meet all different kinds of personality, and you will make choices of there. Sometimes I get confused, like ठीक है इतने सारे resources है, कौन सा क्या use करे. But it has been helpful to work with people inside of PDP and make that correct judgment of what therapies you can use. And yes, there have been failures. However, because we have a patient, non-judgmental audience, they have been with us even after some faults by us, and I've gotten a chance to redo it with other resources. And when I go to my client, I'm very much prepared. So that's definitely PDP effect.
Swati. So, what is your perspective about, the kind of curriculum that PDP has? You mentioned about how one therapy is intense and another one has been kept light, and that's how it goes. Tell me more about, do you feel complete and whole as a counselor based on the level, the kind of curriculum that we have created for PDP? Because a lot of people come with the perspective of just learning psychotherapies. So, is it just a psychotherapies program, or is it more than that? What exactly does it leave you with?
So definitely it is a psychotherapies program. You will learn a lot of psychotherapies. You will learn how to implement that in your own life, in other people's life. Uh, People who are very emotional, people who are very, very solution focused, people who are not having a goal or, feeling lost. Those are the kind of people you will work with and realize the importance of psychotherapies. However, it is not just learning a particular technique, but it's also building your own personality as a counselor, which means, being more empathetic. Waiting is something I have seen other people learn inside of PDP. How like I was talking about, advice giving, which happened very often for them, or feeling impatient sometimes when the client is not giving you a response and you start giving them advices. So all of that also will be developed, your part of personality as a counselor. The financial mindset, which means, when you're taking a session, making sure that you charge for it, because like ma'am has also said earlier, it is exchange of energy, and it's a matter of balance, that I give my service, I give my time, effort, and energy, and I'm expecting, the uh, financial return on the same. So having that mindset, going about it confidently, setting your boundaries, and not going for, as many free sessions, um, because you're not feeling confident to actually ask for what you deserve. So I think it's a whole and soul that way. And of course, I spoke about earlier how the leadership skills and analytical skills, critical thinking skills also are developed while we are inside of the program, because there are a set of people in front of you, there is a set of resources, there is a set of skills that ma'am has taught you. So you have to combine all of that, and it is going to depend on you how you make use of that, and how many aspects are you going to add when you go ahead and take a session, and how open are you for criticisms, feedback. So that is another thing, because you have so many people, and ma'am encourages us to usually take feedbacks from the client. Again, a scary thing for budding counselors, psychologists, कि अच्छा feedback नहीं लेना है, पता नहीं क्या बोलेगा, client को खुश हुआ है नहीं हुआ है. I'd rather not ask, So that is also something we got used to, and in a practice of ki asking the our friends inside of community ki what did they benefit from it, or is there something they would like us to change in terms of let's say some guided meditation that we are doing. So is how is the pace, how is the speed of it, how is the tone, voice about the meditation that we went about. So uh, your panel of, I wouldn't call judges, so judge will sound a little negative, but someone who can help you out and have like your mm, people who you can practice with without feeling judged. This is also that place. And once you have received feedbacks, ठीक है ये changes होने चाहिए या फिर ये चीजें positive हैं, you can redo. आपके और sessions हो गए, 4 महीने हैं आपके पास, you can keep learning more, you can keep practicing more, and you would be getting an expert in multiple areas. So I mean, if I have to put, so there's leadership skills, training skills, psychotherapy skills, patience, technical skills, because you will be accountable for making your posts and marketing yourself on social media, reach out to people, do your self inner work. So becoming a master of your own thoughts and emotions is also something that will happen if you're giving in your 100% here. Um, yeah, I think if I sit and think, I guess there will be more, but yeah, this is definitely how I can sum up.
Amazing, Swati. So, Swati, let's do a rapid fire kind of thing.
Okay,
Was the program practical in nature?
very practical.
Okay. And okay, now this is not a fast question, but then I would still need you to share.
Oh,
was it just like, since you mentioned you attended so many programs earlier and then you have attended PDP, was PDP similar to that, or is it really something different and unique?
Hmm. So absolutely not. It was very different from the other workshops or the training sessions that I've attended. Majorly because the experience that we have got. पीडीपी में आने के बाद हमने जो इतनी सारी प्रैक्टिसेस की है, सीखा तो बहुत कुछ है, लेकिन उसको अप्लाई करना सीखना और बार बार अप्लाई करना, गलतियां करना और उसके बाद सुधारने के लिए भी आपके पास इतना टाइम होता है एंड अपॉर्चुनिटी होते हैं, इतना बड़ा आपके पास सपोर्ट सिस्टम है, इतने सारे लोग हैं पीडीपी के अंदर जो आपको हेल्प करेंगे थ्रू दिस जर्नी. So that is also one thing which is very different. So when you call PDP community, it really means like a community. The help, I think Archana was also talking about how you can just post a question and people are there to help you, support you, give you responses, give you their perspective. So yes, I mean, in the other workshops, it was a very okay. I'm going to admit to something very publicly. If something is very passive, I might fall asleep. So my brain is that way. Okay, I mean, like if it's not stimulating enough, I will feel sleepy. So the other workshops or trainings that I've done, I am required to listen to something that they're saying for maybe 30 minutes, 60 minutes, sometimes 2 hours. And in that zone when I'm sleepy, I definitely won't be able to learn. And I kept feeling that okay, there is some difficulty. मैं सीख नहीं पा रही हूँ, मैं सुनती हूँ, मैं पढ़ती हूँ, लेकिन वो रह नहीं पा रहा है. So I think that is also one difference that PDP made. You just cannot sleep. I mean, even though it's some timings between 7:30 to 10:30, uh, you're so engaged, you're so interactive. There are people around, so that you're not just listening to, you're participating in the conversation. There is a lot of brain stimulation happening. You're trying to understand your sensations, your emotions. What are the thoughts? Why are they coming? How often are they coming? And what do you do about it? What are the different ways you can, tackle with them? तो इतना सब आपके पास सवाल अगर आ रहे हैं तो you're not going to be sleepy, and in fact the learning is going to just increase fourfold. So yes, that is what is different about PDP. So learning is guaranteed as long as you are sitting there 100%, giving in your efforts. So I also want to add, I have seen people who have like joined, but I've not seen them very often because of their work commitments. So they've attended, but they've not participated. Or, like for homework sessions, which we do post our live sessions, they have not reached back or not responded to me. So I haven't seen them much, and then I don't even know if they see that much of growth. But once you sit inside the program, listen to other people's perspective, also look at what kind of skills they are using, and try to apply, learn the best out of everyone. That is what is going to bring about this whole personality change and development and growth mindset will happen. But it's a two-way street.
Wow. So, Swati, next question. Did you find PDP worth the investment?
Yes. Yes. I mean, I was scared to invest, but it is worth it. And I have, I mean, I'm yet to make like, big, like I said, my dreams, everything, it's in pipeline, and the journey has started. So I've just completed the like PDP course little while ago. Now I'm focusing more on like, either marketing myself and taking out more sessions, workshops, training sessions, because I was also already doing work. I couldn't focus as much. Um, so yes, it has been a great investment. It is like a sea of, I think, resources and all these skills that I have picked. Now all I have to do is start applying it, and that investment was necessary for me, for myself, and yes, it was worth it.
What would you tell anybody who is on the verge to step inside PDP? What's your message to them? What would you tell to anybody who is looking to upgrade their skill set and so on?
So yes, if you're trying to upgrade your skills, maybe you are thinking you just want to learn certain psychotherapies and maybe how to carry out your sessions, but you're definitely in for more. And you're in for more intense change that is going to happen in your professional, in your personal, maybe even in your family relationships, and the way you have an outlook towards life is going to change. And I think that is a different kind of upgrade, and different kind of updating yourself, right? Different version of you, which will happen inside of PDP, because you're not just doing this alone. You will be able to create a family inside of PDP, have support systems, have accountability partners, which is going to push you, motivate you. You can also do collabs with them, and that is, I think, one of the things I think I want to thank you for, and I'm grateful for, because I have found people with like-minded, kind of people who are willing to either go live with me or do some projects with me, do sessions together, or brainstorm for something that I want to carry out, like maybe in my city. So all of this is going to happen inside of PDP. So if you want to be a confident counselor, if you want to be successful, or you want to go ahead and help people out there, make sure that your services are taken and people get healed. You want to touch lives, then I think there's a holistic kind of development that you can expect out of PDP. So go for it.
Amazing, Sati. And anything else that we have missed out on, or anything that you want to add here?
It's been an emotional journey to end the last session. It was so emotional, but thankfully we have all, most of the members that I met inside of PDP. We are trying to follow each other on social media, try to get on call once in a while. So I think there was this different kind of social circle also, which was created because of PDP. Like college mein, school mein, workplace mein also, when you are working in a organization, you'll have that friends. Once you start freelancing, you're working alone very often, unless it's means once in a while where you're going ahead meeting a lot of people, or it's your client, whereas again work based conversations. So PDP has helped me personally to actually have this you know uh, back support, emotional support, counseling, psychological support. You have all these experts around you. So how can you have a life moment? I have had my therapist inside of PDP, also outside. So it's been great. I mean, I can't think of many things, but what I can remember is the last day when we had our farewell. I was so overwhelmed. I was so overjoyed because I saw everyone after a long time, because there's a gap between our session ending and the farewell. So one thing, I was overjoyed to see everyone, meeting you every Wednesdays and weekends, 7:30. It's like uh, brain was trained to come and sit. Brain was trained to be attentive. Brain was trained to take up tasks that is going to be given agle 2 dinon mein. So uh, thank you for setting us into that routine. And yeah, I mean, it's been a beautiful journey. Thank you so much for I think lifetime of an experience, I would call it, more than training. That it was an experience, truly, a transforming one. So thank you so much. And I mean, I wish you well and everything that you do, and keep touching more lives, helping people touch more lives. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Swati. That's so sweet of you. And Swati, we did not know that you have a patience of actually sitting with children even for 4 hours without getting annoyed and irritated. That's definitely not my strength, trust me. I do it. So,
I'm known
but
for it. I have parents coming in and telling me, I really can't do that. I don't know what. And I tell them, like, you'll learn it. You're going to be stepping in. And so the techniques that I've learned from you also, how you put the person in the role when they say, "Ki, acha, I can't do, kind do," and we put them into that behavior activation mode, and ask them to experiment the task. So I do that with the parents also. I call them into the session and I ask them to do what I am doing, so that because the kids are not going to be with me, and my patients will not help them once they go out. So I keep helping the parents also to be patient. So yeah, that's a work in progress.
It's incredible, Swati. So, Swati, I want you to tell. By now, everybody has gotten an idea about your vibe. You know what kind of person you are, what kind of psychologist you are, and the level of feedback that you're getting. But now, I also want you to share it with everyone. What kind of work you're doing? I mean, actually telling them what do you what is your expertise in? What do you specialize in? What kind of areas or concerns if people are facing struggling with? How can they approach you, and what are the concerns that they can approach you for?
Okay. So one thing is I work with children, like I said, with special needs. So any child who has behavioral challenges, uh, who's on the autism spectrum, ADHD, learning disability, or sometimes even if they have gone through a lot of trauma, when we talk about divorces or death in the family, children can develop behavioral challenges. So I do work with these children using modes like play therapy, teach therapy, and interactive art therapy sessions as well for the children, as well as helping them connect with the parents. So there is a holistic approach that I use with children who have behavioral challenges. And on the other hand, I also work with adults who face anxiety, overthinking, work-life balance, relationship issues, boundary issues. One of the major things I like to work on. So people can reach out to me. I am available online. I go by the Instagram page name Psycare underscore by underscore Swati. Psycare by Swati. So there's underscore after each word. You can follow me. You can reach out to me through messaging me directly on the Instagram, or I think the ones who are on Instagram can is the best way they can reach out to me. They can also fill out an intake form which is available on my Instagram page in the feeds. So or just comment on any of my like posts, videos. I will be there. I will be posting. I keep posting on different free workshops, sometimes paid ones, talking about parenting, children, working with children, as well as coping with anxiety, mindfulness, anger issues. So make sure, come follow, check it out. I mean, I would be glad to meet new people. It would be great. Spread the word. Thank you so much.
Amazing, Swati. Thank you so much. Guys, we'll also be adding Swati as a collaborator when we will be posting this video. Psycare with PSYCARE. So that, yeah, just mentioning it out. So Psycare by Swati. And yes, that's it. With this, we will call it a day. Thank you so much, Swati, for taking out so much of your time, sharing your experience, spreading so much of positivity for everybody. It means the world to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. The feeling is mutual.
Thank you so much. So, guys, if you know somebody who is looking for counseling, especially when it comes to children or parents, you can get in touch with Swati. If you are somebody who's looking to become a super skilled counselor, gain confidence just like Swati, and you know, a lot more things that she mentioned about. So, if you're looking to begin the transformative journey, all you need to do is DM me PDP, and we can we'll take it further. And yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you.
Bye. Good night.